On today's episode of SW Dweeb, we're going to try to take this and turn it into one of those. All right, well, this is going to be a lesson in the importance of continuity. If you don't know what continuity is sort of making sure that the candlesticks haven't burned down between scenes in a movie, so that they don't keep jumping up, changing length as the characters are talking or whatever, right? Well, I'm wearing the same dirty, smelly sweatshirt that I had on yesterday when I filmed all this stuff that you're about to see, until I got to last night and I edited it and realized I never talked about what I was actually about to do. So here we go. A few months ago, I made this, what I was hoping would be a rivet block, rivet header, to be able to make, in this case, 5 different sizes, from 1/8 inch up to 1/2 inch rivets. Well, I ran into a problem with it in that I couldn't get the rivets out of here. Now, if you watch the very end of the video, you might realize there may be a solution for this thing after all, and I may have not wasted my time on it. Well, with that not working, I decided, well, let's go with a one that I could take apart. So I cut this block in half, if you can, there we go, cut it in half, and I ended up cutting it in half, drilling it back together, tacking it together with a welder, and then drilling the holes, and then being able to separate it out. Well, unfortunately, when I made this thing, I didn't plan ahead too much, and I ended up drilling right out the side of the block. And now when I drive rivets in here, it just deforms everything. In fact, I can't even get this bolt to move, this nut to move on here now because it's so deformed. So this might have worked as well, but I screwed it up. So a good friend of mine, Gary Huston, said, you know what, you should just make one like Alec's somebody, and I can't remember his last name. It's horrible. Does great videos, blacksmith guy, young guy. I'll post it, link down to his video of this thing as well. And then 3 days ago, Gary posted a video with one just like this that he had made. And he really made it in response to the issues I was having, and he did that to help me out. So I appreciate that. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I'm going to try to make one of these things, see if I can't get it to work. So watch to the end of the video. You'll figure out if I got this to work and if there's a solution for this thing. And you'll see some fun stuff involving these 2 fingers right here in the middle of the video. So stay tuned. All right, I picked up this, this is 1.5 inch round. It's cold rolled, at least that's what they, went to the scrapyard this morning and that's what they charged me for, is cold rolled. Just some scrap steel that I'm going to go ahead and cut off. I have 2 options here. I can try this method, which is not going to happen because that's just like days of work, I think. Or I can do my handy dandy little cutoff tool. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Much cutting will ensue. So here we go. Okay, there it is. I got it cut off. It's it ain't beautiful, but it will work. So I got to get it. Now we got to do is I got to get a hole drilled down through the center here, and kind of bevel the edges off like I was showing how to do. So we'll figure that out next. I've got a mark pretty close. What is that thing? Look at that. That is the perfect mirror. It doesn't matter which direction I point it in, I get reflection. Anyway, there's a mark pretty close to the center. I'm going to go ahead and set it up in my vise here and drill me a pilot hole, and then I'll go ahead and drill it out. This one's going to be for 3/8 size rivets. So I'm going to use, let's see, I've got a I've got a 13/64 inch bit that I'm going to end up using because I want to make it a little bit oversized. So let me get this thing set up and we'll drill some holes. All right, all right. Yeah, I say all right a lot. I recognize that. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about it. I just say all right. Every time I start a sequence on the camera, all right. All right. I am set up now. I have got, this is on my depth gauge over here. I'm setting it 3/4 of an inch to that point right there. And I'm going to drill it out to what amounts to 2 inches. So we're going to have, I'm going to go into this thing 1 1/4 inches. That means my rivets will be about 1 1/4 inches long. That's my plan. So I'm going to go ahead and start drilling and get this thing done. I can tell you this, it's a good thing that I didn't decide to go deeper because I've only got 1 1/4 inches worth of drill bit there. Think about that. I don't think about a lot of things sometimes. All right, and I said 13/64, right? And not 3/8. If I stick my face right here, I'm doing 3/8. I'm drilling this thing out as if it's 3/16. God. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get it drilled in. I got to drill. I've only got a 3/8 inch bit, so we're going to have to be close. They normally like to do these things oversized. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do that. I may have to find a metric or something that's just a hair larger. Anyway, let's get it finished. Just finish drilling it out. Unbelievable. Well, it wouldn't be my channel if I did do something as silly as that. All right. There it is. All right. All right. Can't see it. There is a 3/8 inch hole drilled right down through the center. And what I need to do is I'm going to go out. I've got a bunch of 3/8 material up in my truck. Let me go grab it, and we'll see how it fits in there. All right. Well, this took me. This took a lot longer than I thought it would take. I would have bet cash green money. I would have bet any money. I would have easily taken a bet. You know, you cannot buy a metric drill bit in a store, at least where I live. I mean, I went to Home Depot. I went to Ace. I even went to Harbor of Freight. None of them have metric drill bits. I go online. You can't hardly even buy them online here in the States. I would have never in a million years guessed you can't buy a metric drill bit. I wanted a 10mm drill bit. You know, that would have been about 1/2 millimeter wider than the 3/8. Instead, I've got a 13/32 because that's a normal number, right? 13/32. God. Anyway, it's about a 10.3 millimeter, and 3/8 is about a 9.5 millimeter. So I'm hoping that this thing that I just paid a lot of money for will actually work and get me the hole that I want. I hope it doesn't go too big. We'll see. All right, flame on. Okay. That fits. It's a little bit, man, I don't know. It's 32nd of an inch. It's not a lot, but it seems like a lot. I don't know. I think I'm not deep enough either. I need to mark this and measure it. This is going to be a simple, easy project. I mean, I just like, let's see how big we are, how deep we are. We are, you can't see that, I know, but I'm showing it to you anyway. We are an inch and a 1/16. So I need to go 3/16 of an inch deeper. More time. All right. Finally got my hole an inch and a quarter deep in there. And now what I got to do is I've got to sort of dome this over. I don't really have a belt sander or grinder that I can use that'll do this. So once again, we're going to rely on these guys. I think I can be reasonably gentle about it and taper this thing down. So let's see if we can't get it. Doesn't need a lot. It just needs enough to get a dome so that the head of the rivet will end up being being concave over this convex sort of shape. So let's see what we can do. And I should do everything with that thing. I should weld with it. I should forge with it. Turned out pretty good. One more little touch up over here. Yeah, it feels, I can feel that it's convex. So, okay, last little bit before we try this dumb thing out. I have some 3/8 inch material here. Round bar. This is hot rolled that I have cut to, I don't know what I cut it to. I cut it to, it's an inch and a quarter plus 3/8 plus 3/16. So what is that? That's 3/8 is 6/16, 9/16 plus an inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter because that's how deep my hole is. 9/16 because that is 1.5 times the diameter of the stock, and that's the calculation you need to get the head you want. It's got to be 1.5 times the diameter, which I'm pretty darn sure I am. I'm going to measure it one more time just to make sure. So, inch and a quarter. Let's do it from the right side here. I am at an inch and 3/4. An inch and 3/4. What is that? If I'm going in terms of 16ths, that's going to be 12/16. An inch and 12/16. 12/16. I'm not feeling good about this. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I can't do math in my head all of a sudden. Let me do some high-powered ciphering and I'll get right back at you. Okay, I should be in an inch and 13/16. If you don't believe me, there's my high-powered ciphering right there, my math stuff. Here, check it again. There you go. Inch and a quarter, that's inch and 4/16. 3/8 is 6/16. 3/16 is 3/16. So 4 and 6 is 10 and 3 is 13. That's 13/16, an inch and 13/16. Pretty darn sure that that's what I'm supposed to be. Now, what am I here? I'm actually just shy by a 16th. I am at an inch and what would be 12/16. So, that seems awful tall, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to fire up the forge, heat that thing bad boy up, and see if we can't make us a rivet or two. Okay, here we go. Get down in there. Lightweight hammer. Let's try this other one that I haven't cooled off. I quenched the first one. Came out. Let me hold it and show it to you. I don't know if you can see that or not. Not bad. I think my hammer's too light, or I'm not strong enough. Let me hit these guys back up. I may not be hot enough. So, if you can't see it or not, it got stuck in there real good, and the head is still not where it needs to be. I think it's the right amount of material. I just haven't got it flat enough yet and hot enough. And I think the trick is I need to quench the bottom out. I got two. Ow! Wow. Do you see that? That's what like burned off skin looks like. Don't pick stuff up when it's hot. Holy cow, that hurts. Oh, man. Okay. That one got made. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. It got made with, by quenching the end of it. I got it hot, quenched out the end, and then lost my dye and had to go look for it, and then finally got it in there and it started, it cooled off. But I got it flattened, and that tells me that while the head is ugly as all sin, it is the right amount of material. So that 1.5 times the diameter plus whatever the length of the rivet is correct. So let me see if I can find the other rivet, not grab it with my fingertips, and we'll try it again. Okay, quenched end, hot. I got oil in there. Not real impressed. Let's see if it comes out of here. Try these. You see that? Thank you, Gary. And there it is. It came out in the vise fairly easy. I mean, it's completely janky. I think the next thing I'm going to do is find the one that's in there. I'm going to cut a piece of this bar off that I've got. I've got, 8 or 10 feet of it here. I'm going to cut it off. Okay, here is my next trick we're going to try. So I've got a piece of stock, and right down here at the end, you'll probably see, I have cut through almost all the way. So the idea is going to be that I'm going to have this guy here. I'm going to push this down inside the hole. I'm going to twist this piece off, and then I'm going to nail it. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because with my fire, I cannot keep these little, where am I? Here I am. With my fire, I can't keep these little pieces in the fire. They just fall right through, wherever I am, fall right through to the bottom of the fire pit. and they're just laying against the air grate. And so it's hard to get them hot. And so this way I can hold on to it, I can keep it in the flame, I can easily quench the end, quickly quench it and get it in here and get it going. So that's what we're going to do next. So I got this guy, I'm going to put just a drop of oil in it. There you go, a drop of oil. That's ready to go. There we go. Quench on the bottom. Put it in here. Oh, come on. Twist off. Ah! I was darn close. I grabbed it too close to the top and it burned me. But we're gonna go with that. That head is a lot more uniform. It's actually more rounded too. I don't know if you can see how uniform it is there. Now the question is going to be, how do I get it out? I need some tongs. Did you see that? Let me quench it so we can look at it. Okay. There we go. You know, it ain't perfect, but it ain't terrible either. And I would use that as a rivet. I would use that as a rivet. But then again, what choice do I have, right? All right, that worked really well. Let's see if we can't make one more. All right, here's a second one. Drop of oil. Whoa, that was a big drop of oil, but there's a drop. So that's ready. All right, we're gonna go for it. Quench the end. Shove it down in there. I didn't cut off enough. I just threw it in some water for just a second. I don't know why I did that, because I wanted to see if I could get it out of there without quenching it. Can't grab with the professional tongs either. You all saw me put oil in there, right? I can't get anything to grab it. That sucks. There we go. Throw it in the water real quick. Smells like burning oil in here. Where's the last one I did? That one. I think that one, this one was better than the one I just made. Look at how far off that thing is. Looks like a letter L or a J. Anyway, I think this thing works. I've got to learn how to use it. I've got to learn how to do some stuff here, obviously, but reasonably pleased with that. So we're going to call that a win. I can't see what I'm doing. My garage is filled with smoke. Anyway, if you want to make a riveting header, make a thing to make rivets, I think this is the way to go. All the other things I tried, no bueno. No good. Like when I started off with this one, thinking I could just make it a solid piece and get them out of there. That might have worked if I oversized the holes. This actually might work. Might be worth trying again. Drill that out to the same size as this hole and just see if this would do it. Hadn't thought of that. I'll give that a shot too. Anyway, that seems to work pretty well. Those come in and out of there when they're cool without any trouble. We'll call that a win. Have a great day. Hey, as always, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and click the thumbs up button down below. It really does help. If you'd like to be notified when we publish new content, go ahead and click my channel icon to subscribe. And finally, while you're here, take some time to check out some of our other videos. Have a great day and get out there and do something new today.